Hey everybody, this is Dan in Jonesboro, and I just saw an excellent video from my brother, from my Army veteran brother. He knows who he is. He doesn't like the name drop, but you know. But his video basically talked about a recent photo shoot where entitled African Queen, where a Asian photographer shot a 16-year-old Caucasian female from North Carolina in blackface, and it was for some photo shoot in Africa about African queens. And a lot of brothers and sisters find it offensive when our Caucasian sisters and brothers dress up in blackface. It goes back to the old Stephen Fletcher, the old black and white movies. Birth of a Nation had white men in blackface, and in that movie the whole depiction was a black man being lynched for lusting after a white woman. It goes back through time, and I can understand why people would be offended by that, because in a lot of situations that's first off uncomfortable, it's racially biased, and it also speaks of a time when black people were not recognized as whole humans. We were not even worthy to play our own selves, especially in the Hollywood arena. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about me being more offended with black people in whiteface. You know, there's a rash or epidemic of skin cancer. Dermatologists are having nightmares, and it started. I think it may have started in Jamaica, but I definitely know it either started in Jamaica or Africa, and it sort of spread like wildfire. Of these black men and women, our African brothers and sisters, and our Jamaican brothers and sisters, bleaching their skin, changing the pigment, the natural pigment in their skin, to a white hue or to a lighter complexion. Now, you can say what you want to say, but in some of these cases, they were black as the ace of spades. And then, over a period of skin bleaching, period of weeks or however long it takes, all of a sudden, they white as Prince. Okay? But I have a problem with that more than I have a problem with a white person putting on something that can be washed off, that's not permanent, that's not a health hazard, and something that doesn't send a bigger message. You see, a white person can go in blackface for a temporary time, for a temporary message at that moment. But a black person that goes in permanent whiteface sends a permanent message of just how much they hate their own skin that they're in. You see how the dichotomy is not the same? You see why I got a bigger problem with a black person as opposed to a white person? Because while a white person can use a chameleon-like maneuver and step within our world, and most of the time we are accepting the white people without a problem at all. And if they want to step out there and put a little black on their face, see, they can wash that off. It's kind of like a white liberal. You know, white liberal can say, I'm down with the brothers, I'm down with the brothers. But then, when the situation hits the fan where it's do or die, they can step back and fade into the popular movement. But what does that say about the state of black people in countries that we used to look to for guidance, for culturalism, for our heritage, for our roots, when they don't even want to be black? You starting to get the picture now? You know, and the ironic thing about it is the white Caucasian sister who's 16 years old that dressed up in blackface with his African Queen photo shoot. And the Asian, the Chinese man that shot her pictures. You see, there's symbolism in that. Because as we speak right now, the two dominant forces in the African continent is Chinese people who have a monopoly on rare earth materials, natural resources, and also the Caucasian, European, and Caucasian American man. They have a lot on the African continent. And so, should we be so focused on something so minor when something so major is going on, and that's the constant manipulation and rape of Mother Africa? There are few places in Africa that have freestanding economies totally that are autonomous from either Asian or European whites or American Caucasian. There are very few countries in Africa. And I hear a lot of people, I see a lot of Nigerians commenting about how good Nigeria is, but that's one of the hubs of skin bleaching. I hear them talk about how much money Nigerians make, and that's true. That's true. There are some very wealthy Nigerians. But who is constantly raping your country for your oil resources? What is the main? Why doesn't your country have gas refineries, even though they export most of their oil to America? BP, which has raped and plundered your natural resources out of Nigeria, and are constantly doing it right now. You see, corruption lifts all tides, just like fair distribution of wealth does. Yes, there are very rich Nigerians, but that's not the bulk of the country. Ask yourself what has happened to your country also. So, why, while this, young girl spraying her body down and as a black female, I thought she was Beyonce, tell you the truth. I thought she was Beyonce, man, tell you the truth. Maybe I'm getting old or something, but I thought she was Beyonce. There's an underlying issue there, but for me, the bigger issue is when we dress up in permanent whiteface. What does that tell you? Look to the hills from whence thy wisdom comes, from whence thy help comes. If we can't, as lost people of Africa in America, reach back to Africa, who seems to want to distance themselves from everything African, who's totally let most of their continent infrastructure be raped and pillaged, then where are we as lost sheep? Something interesting, So, stop bleaching your skin, Mother Africa. Stop trying to be something that you're not. Black is beautiful. But damn, to have a Black is Beautiful campaign in Senegal is just ridiculous. To have health ads in Nigeria about skin bleaching is just ridiculous. Get it together. If you can't get it together, how can we expect to get it together here? Peace.